the visual aspect of things, it's very refreshing to see real set pieces, like real models and real fire when things explode. It's much more vivid.
It's a little bit like Thunderbirds. Strong opening.
Fantastic opening.
Roger Moore on form as always, suave as anything. There's an amazing sequence of jumping out of the plane without a parachute, and it's wonderful.
It's thrilling.
And from there though, glorious set pieces. Mm-hmm. It's just they get up to the spaceship entry, and it takes it too far. The first half is wonderful, and there's all the usual puns and quips and strong dialogue and sort of funny little moments here and there. The most wonderful scene very early on at the chateau in California. Another henchman, because Hugo Drax seems to have just millions of henchmen, just sort of happy to.
He goes through their CVs every day,
hiding in the trees to snipe a Bond out, and Bond just nonchalantly. She's about to pick up the gun to go for a pheasant. Annie, please.
You missed, Mr. Bond. Did I? And then it cuts to the villain. Yeah, the sniper falling out of his crow's nest to the floor. As you say, good sport. And he gives the gun back to him and just waltzes off. Classic Bond.
That sinister dog chase scene.
Devour.
That was the most sinister sort of death scene of a Bond girl I've ever seen in my life. It's absolutely terrifying.
Misty forest, dark music by the wonderful John Barry sets a tone, and you don't feel like you're watching a Bond film, do you? A woman gets chased by two rabid dogs and gets mauled apart to death.
And the lovely camera spares us the gory scene, moves outwards.
It's lovely. But we have a gondolier that turns into a speedboat, that then turns into a hovercraft.
But I love that.
And he does it all to escape death.
I think I do love the various sort of, Bond's in trouble again, and he's going through the rigmarole, and you don't know how he's got there. He's just suddenly being chased by bad guys again. You're like, okay, that's fine. And there's and then suddenly he's in Rio Carnival. I don't mind. It's absolutely fine.
Mr. Drax, our villain for the film, Michael Lonsdale. As a Bond fan, you always hear Goldfinger, Blofeld. No one ever brings up Drax, and he's very underrated.
His performance is understated as well.
Yes.
Because he seems really purely evil.
Subtly conniving. And he is actually very psychotic.
Oh, yeah.
Completely psychopath.
What annoys me is that he doesn't blow his cool ever until the last moment when Jaws defies him.
Expel him!
Hugo, come on.
Yeah.
You can do better than that. You're a superhero villain in a spaceship trying to kill the Earth. Like, he's a Bond villain that I would actually like to sort of revisit and think about when I line them up in the history of Bond films.
A strong villain.
Strong villain, definitely. Dr. Goodhead, played by Lois Charles.
I thought she was up and down.
She was
not always hitting
uneven.
the mark with what she actually meant to say, or not saying a line in the correct way sometimes.
No, well, I was thinking that they'd shot certain scenes in the interior first, which is completely static and completely wooden as an actress, and then in certain scenes she seemed to have found her voice.
Comes to life a bit more.
She comes to life a bit more. It's like, oh yes, there we go. You're doing well now. But it was just all over the shop for me.
Not on the same par as Roger Moore, taking care of us as the audience of a Bond film, really.
Actually, I can't recall too many instances of seeing Bond in such distress so early on. It was when he's put into the centrifugal chamber.
Oh, yes.
And the
thing which spins around.
Yeah.
Very
and
vulnerable.
I love that. Very vulnerable. And again, but that's when he used the gadget in his wrist the first time. You can't use that to kill Hugo Drax for the last scene. It just does not.
He's using a gadget which he's already used once in the film. That's the rule of thumb. You can't reuse gadgets all the time.
It's against the rule of thumb in Bond films.
It's so tense. The camera shot is awesome.
No, but it's not tense at all. It was over in a flash.
It was tense. They're in a funnel.
I needed more time to be.
You think there's gonna be like some grappling or something? No, he just shoots him off the cuff with his gadget. Drax goes for the gun. That's tense. It's like a standoff.
It's not that tense.
He gets shot in the chest and he's still standing, and then Roger Moore, Bond, has to help him step back
He
into this
sort of, he goes,
evacuation unit.
there you go. It's
Take
almost as
one
though
small step
it's
for
almost as though
mankind.
he's helping him in, a drunken man into an elevator to go up to, his hotel room. It's like,
When I enjoy a really good Bond film, it's because I also enjoy the music. And when I enjoy the music, it's because they are reusing little tunes from the opening song. In this case, it is sung by Shirley Bassey. It is their second outing doing the Bond soundtrack. And she sings Moonraker, of course, before finishing off with Diamonds
second
Are
and
for a Lady.
weakest Bond song.
I know it has a lovey-dovey feel to it, but it's a bit of an earworm for me. I just love listening to it.
I think
Because it comes up again later in the film.
as a Bond song, it doesn't stand out for me at all. Goldfinger, for example, she soars, she goes, on the whole, I have a very...
Music for the boat chase. They did a callback
Reused.
to reuse the classic.
Well, that's why we brought it up in the first place, because... Exactly.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
I thought, as a Bond film, very fun, absurd, and ludicrous as it is. But the suspension of disbelief can only be suspended so far. Oh my god.
So, that's a little waffle on about Moonraker. We're now going to rate it. Freddie, what have you got?
6.5.
I am rating it a 6. I say definitely watch Moonraker if you haven't seen it, because it is a fun Bond film, but don't go into it...
Expecting a Casino Royale.
Yeah, pretty much. You have to sit back and let it just happen. Please do leave a comment in the comments section down below. We would love to hear what Bond film you think me and Freddie should review next. I've been Angus.
And I've been Freddie.
Keep on
Waffling on. She plays her role. She does what's required of her. Be beautiful and vaguely intelligent.
She is an astronaut.
She is an astronaut.
It's not rocket science, Freddie.